This morning, immigration crackdown, how local leaders are aiming to support their communities. Plus, News 3 Now's community baby shower kicks off today, how you can support families in need. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford. Kyrian Lee is out on assignment this morning. She is talking about the community baby shower. We'll check in with her in just a little bit here on the program. First, let's check in with Savannah Brito. She is tracking your First Warn certified most accurate forecast from the patio. Boy, have those winds died down at all yet this morning?
Not yet, and they're only going to increase from where we're sitting right now compared to later this afternoon. Our temperatures will increase too, but because our winds right now, they're only at 20 miles per hour in Madison, we could see that number up to 40 miles per hour later in the day. Because of that, we are unfortunately tracking wind chills that will be in the forecast all day long. The air temperature will rise close to the 40-degree mark. Some of us mid to upper 30s, nonetheless well above average, but when you factor in the wind chills because of the breezy conditions, we're looking at what feels like about 15 or so degrees cooler. So not the warmest day ahead when you factor in the wind chills, but an improvement will be underway tomorrow. We'll talk about those wind chills for Tuesday afternoon and the air temperatures tomorrow coming up in a bit, Chris.
Talk to you then. Well, across the U.S. and beyond its borders this morning, President Trump is cracking down on illegal immigration. ICE reports almost 1,000 arrests and more than 500 detainees yesterday alone. Those numbers are at least from Metro Atlanta, Puerto Rico, Colorado, L.A., Austin, and Chicago. It follows news that ICE agents now have a quota of 75 arrests a day. The border czar says violent criminals were the targets of a Chicago blitz, but the Illinois governor says authorities also went after people whose only crime was entering the U.S. illegally. Meanwhile, close to home, several local groups reacting to the events related to immigration since the November election. That includes Centro Hispano, who works to engage the local Latino community. Centro Hispano and other community advocates joined Congressman Mark Pocan for a summit on immigration there. Political reporter Will Keneally spoke with Centro's executive director to learn more about her goals going forward.
So I think for me, joy is being a real human being with everybody that I come across with, because I know that person's going to tell somebody else that they met me. And eventually, if we do that enough, it's not going to be left to an election. We're going to be creating a country that's really based on that foundation. So the feeling that I get here at Centro is what I want our families to carry outside.
She adds that Centro is working with several local community leaders like Congressman Pocan and the Madison Metro School District to ensure that residents feel supported. Caller also added that they're working on building civic engagement and their citizenship work statewide. Well, today is the official start of tax season this year. The IRS says it's expanding its program that allows you to file directly with the agency for free. That's the Direct File program, which is available for Wisconsinites for the first year. The agency expects most refunds to be issued in less than 21 days. Also in consumer news this morning, with credit card balances reaching the highest levels ever recorded, we're breaking it down so you can understand your credit. Sarah Brennan, a financial expert, shares one way to keep your credit strong.
My advice is to understand how much money you have flowing into your household and how much money you have flowing out of your household, and then allocating those amounts into different categories, whether it's housing, utilities, things like your phone bill, credit cards.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 6, our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is going to share 3 steps that you can take right now to improve your credit score. TikTok's parent company has received a proposal for its U.S. operation. According to a person familiar with the deal, San Francisco-based artificial intelligence company Perplexity AI is proposing a merger. It would allow the U.S. government to own up to a 50% stake in the social media's in the U.S. business. It comes after the president issued an executive order delaying the ban of TikTok for 90 days after it went dark last week. This morning, Israel is allowing thousands of Palestinians to return to the heavily destroyed north of the Gaza Strip. This comes over a week since Israel and Hamas reached a ceasefire agreement after nearly 15 months of fighting. The return was delayed by 2 days over a dispute between the groups because Israel said the militant group had changed the order of its hostages being released. It's the first time Israel has allowed Palestinians to go north since the start of the war. Israel killed at least 22 people and injured more than 124 in southern Lebanon. It's after protesters demanded their withdrawal in line with a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hezbollah. Israel's deadline to withdraw was yesterday. Israel said on Friday that it would keep troops in the south beyond the deadline. They say it's because the Lebanese army had not fully deployed to ensure that Hezbollah does not establish its presence in the area. Well, today marks Holocaust Remembrance Day. Commemorations are held at the site of Auschwitz to mark the 80th anniversary of the Nazi death camp's liberation by Soviet troops. German Nazis murdered approximately 1.1 million people there, predominantly Jews, along with Poles, Roma, Soviet prisoners of war, and others. Earlier this month, the Polish president urged his government to ensure Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu can attend without any concerns because the ICC does have a warrant out for his arrest due to alleged crimes in Gaza. 6:05 now happening today. Representative Sheila Stubbs and Senator Kelda Roys will hold listening sessions focusing on school and community safety. Both legislators are hoping to hear from the community about what policies they should pursue. Those who attend will have a chance to voice their thoughts on school safety and the Abundant Life Christian school shooting. It's happening this evening at 6 o'clock at the Monona Public Library Municipal Room. You can find details, including how to RSVP at channel3000.com. All right, News 3 Now and Madison nonprofit Babies and Beyond are once again teaming up to help out some families in need when it comes to pregnancies and babies. Our community baby shower is kicking off today, and we could really use your help. Our Kyrian Lee is out at Babies and Beyond this morning to help kick everything off. Good morning.
Chris, good morning. Yes, it is a big week for us here. For Babies and Beyond, it's our community baby shower week. We need the community's help to make this week successful. So if you have any donations, we need you to bring those in. Joining us this morning is Executive Director Brenda Collins. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. So let's get right to it. What is you all's mission? Like, what does Babies and Beyond do for our community here?
Yeah, so we are a nonprofit organization serving pregnant women and families with children up to the age of 4. Families can come in and visit our center once each calendar month, and they can receive a bag full of clothes. You can get maternity clothes, baby clothing, equipment, diapers, formula, just about anything that you need for your children.
Yes, and you are serving hundreds and hundreds of families weekly. So what is needed right now? What is the top of that list right now?
Yeah, so we always need diapers, we always need formula, and right now we are most need of girls' winter clothing and toddler clothing.
Yes, because these bins are running low, and some of them even dry, empty for our 12 to 18 months. We have 3T that are empty. So what sizes are we most in need of right now?
Yeah, so pretty much any of the girls' size clothing, girls we're very low on. Weekly, we are doing whatever we can to sort through all of the donations that are coming in. Just as fast as they're coming in, we are trying to sort them and get them out here as quick as we can. And so we need as many volunteers as we can to sort through those donations that are coming in. And boys' toddler clothing too. We're always low on the 3T. Those as soon as those come in too, we try to get those out as quick as we can. But yeah, any kind of winter clothing we go through very quickly. But yeah, these bins, we're going through about 430 bins every single month. We're replenishing them just as quick as we can. And then all the other accessories, we're going through hundreds of bins of those accessories and bottles and linens and equipment. We need high chairs. We don't have any strollers right now. We could use more strollers. Just about anything you can think of. The only thing we don't take are car seats. Okay. And anything that's been recalled.
Okay, perfect. So obviously, community baby shower kicks off today, goes until Friday. We need the community's help, so if you have anything at home or just want to make a donation, do that this week during those open hours. And for all the details, you can visit our website right now, channel3000.com. Chris, sending it back over to you.
All right, Kyrian, thanks for highlighting the need and how people can help. 6:09 now, checking in with Savannah and what's coming up in your first one forecast. Hey there.
Hey, good morning. Temperatures right now are in the teens. Couple of us, though, mainly northwest of Madison in the 20s. We'll talk about how warm temperatures will be during the week.
And coming up in your morning sports, Wisconsin men's basketball back home facing Nebraska. and a familiar foe.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hey, sorry there, folks. We are back here at 6:13 on a Monday morning. Wanted to let you know that West Elementary in the school district of Jefferson is closed today. We talked with the administrative assistant to the superintendent who called to say that they couldn't indicate on our website that only the school district was closed. So again, just West Elementary in the school district of Jefferson is closed today. West Elementary closed because of a water leak and issues with heating. If we need to provide any updates, we'll do so online here on News 3 Now this morning. Well, a small family-owned business is pitching in to help Abundant Life Christian School after the deadly school shooting in December. Our Meryl Hubbard reports.
Since December, we've seen places like Culver's, Texas Roadhouse, and the Chocolate Shop put on fundraisers for Abundant Life Christian School. Now, a small family-owned business, Just Veggies on State Street, is helping that community heal one bite at a time.
There's power in standing up for one another, and this is a great way to do it.
Customers like Bella Walker walked into Just Veggies to find out it was a special day.
Opening on an extra day to raise money for something that really affected this community, it strengthens this community.
Just Veggies is usually open Monday to Saturday, but this Sunday they stayed open to help the Abundant Life community.
So my son goes to Lighthouse Christian School, and we're pretty much Abundant Life is our alliance. We go there for basketball games.
Denise Bloodsaw works for her family's business and says that Madison's Christian school community is bonded like a family.
We call them family. We are a family. So we like sticking together as a family.
To stand by their Christian community, the Just Veggies family is donating what they can as a small business.
We're not sure, right? I was like, how much this will help, but we figured something is better than nothing, right?
Kendra Bloodsaw is Denise's sister, and she says that 50% of Sunday's proceeds will go to Abundant Life Christian School.
I just want to do what we can, like I said, especially since we're in a community, they're in a community, obviously too, and we do do a lot of, giving back and believing in helping others when you're in a position to do so.
No matter if people ordered online, pickup, or sat down for a meal, every customer contributed to the cause.
It's really heartwarming, and it makes the people who eat here feel like they're involved too, and I think that's also very powerful.
Reporting in Madison, Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Tomorrow, Food Fight Restaurant will donate 10% of sales for the victims. That's at all 15 of their restaurants. All right, 6:15 here on your Monday morning. Let's check in with Savannah Brito and your first warn forecast. Good morning.
Good morning. We're talking about the 40-degree mark for highs later this afternoon, but it's not going to feel that great outside. We're tracking really breezy conditions and wind chills. When you factor those in, it'll make it feel about 15 degrees or so cooler. We'll start the day off right near 20 degrees by the lunchtime hour. Most of our temperatures across southern Wisconsin should be above freezing level, 40, and then by 5 p.m. this evening, we're back down into those mid to upper 30s. Very breezy outside though. Our winds are out of the southwest. We're tracking 15 to 20 up to 25 miles per hour right now early this morning, but by late morning, early afternoon and the lunchtime hour, those are going to steadily climb up to about 35 to even 40 miles per hour. We break a little bit of that, but it's still going to be breezy this evening into tonight, where we're tracking gusts around 15 to 20 miles per hour. And then tomorrow our winds return out of the southwest again, and then we're looking at about 40 miles per hour at the strongest. So tomorrow we could even see a wind advisory. For the most part, that's well east and southeast of Madison right now. Walworth County, Dodge County, those places are included in that. Not us across Dane County and areas to the west. That's because our winds won't quite be as strong, but nonetheless a breezy day ahead and starting the work week out. Wind chills because of the breezy conditions will be factored in. I mentioned that we're down to what feels like 9 this morning, 2 in Monroe, 5 in in Janesville, 11 in Camp Douglas. But later today, when we reach our daytime highs, we're looking at about 40. This is noon, though, still showing our wind chills down to what feels like about 20 to 25 degrees. And then at the warmest, we could see areas reach those upper 20s based on wind chills. Tomorrow will be better, though. After starting the day off a little cooler, we'll rebound. Air temperatures likely going to be in the lower 40s, but then when you factor in the wind chills, should be near freezing level tomorrow, which is good news. 43 tomorrow with some sunshine returning after we could see a few areas of drizzle, spotty drizzle, and a few light snow flurries this afternoon into the evening. Our better chance for precipitation, though, looks to hold off until this upcoming weekend.
Wisconsin men's basketball played their 20th game of the season yesterday, looking for their 16th win of the year. The Badgers are 10-1 at the Kohl Center this season, where they hosted Nebraska, and the return of Connor Essegian to the Kohl Center. But first, his former team, and they threw the first punch. It was a haymaker. The Badgers started on a 19-2 scoring run, including this triple from John Blackwell, who finished with 14. The Badgers as a team went 17 for 37 from three-point range on the day. But you knew CE0 was going to get his. Essegian takes and makes his first shot. He finished with 8 points, and his Huskers went on a run, but never got close enough. Later in the first, Jack Janicki, the walk-on freshman, he's not gonna. Oh, yes, he is. The Janicki slamma-jamma gets the people going. And in the second half, John Tange had his encore. Takes it right at Essegian and throws it down. John Tange had a game-high 27, and the only thing better than the Badgers' offense yesterday was their defense. They win it, holding the Huskers to just 55 points, their second lowest scoring output this season. That's something that Kamari McGee says was just all part of the game plan.
We knew after Tuesday's game that we had to step it up defensively. We seen that. We put 80 on the board, but we still lost. So we knew that it wasn't our scoring, but the other end. So, just when we came back into practice, we just locked in a lot more than we have been on defense, and just had to turn it around and come out this game better defensively, and we did.
Heading over to the Twin Cities for a border battle, Wisconsin women playing against the 23rd ranked Minnesota Golden Gophers. And the only real highlight for Bucky was Sarah Williams' day. She hits the mid-range before and then gets another one to go. This time it's the assist to Ronnie Porter. Williams had 16 points to go with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. But the fun ended there. Minnesota wins it 71-50, handing the Badgers their 8th straight loss. Wisconsin women's hockey has won every game they've played this season against a team not named Ohio State. They are 25-1-1 on the year, and the Huskies of St. Cloud State were in town trying to change that. Wisconsin leading 2-1 in the second, and Kirsten Sims make that tie at 1-1 in the second. Kirsten Sims, she puts the Badgers up 2-1. This one would get a little bit testy, though. We go to the third period where St. Cloud State, they tie it up at 2-2. This game would go to overtime, and the Badgers couldn't get the job done there. They won it in a shootout, but this game goes onto the books as a tie and a rare non-win on the season for the Badgers. That's your morning sports fix. Have a marvelous Monday.
You too, Andrew. Still ahead, a Minnesota man clears a path for others. We'll talk about it right after this. Hey, we're back here at 624. Trending this morning, a cup stacking competition in Racine over the weekend. Check it out. About 120 cup stacking athletes turned out for the winter stack up. You've tried this before, right? This is something
so much fun.
Is it? It looks like fun.
It's hard. I mean, those kids were working so fast. It's impressive.
It takes a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, it does.
Goodness. Okay. Well, the organization says that this really helps kids develop good sportsmanship, helps them build confidence, and focuses on something that they can immediately see improvement on. Was that the case? Like, if just you see improvement from one attempt to the next?
Definitely. And then we'd have like a competition where you'd go towards the next one if you completed a round. It's really fun.
Can't keep up. All right. Well, hey, here's something else cool. Ice skating paths on a frozen lake in Minnesota. A local man cleared a 2.5-mile path on Worth Lake in Golden Valley. Mitch Campbell shoveled the whole thing by hand. He was out on the lake and wanted others to enjoy the path as well.
Super cool.
Yeah, ice skating like that, 2.5 miles. Look at them go.
I'd like to do that, but it'll be too warm here to do that. We have another trivia question.
Let's go.
This one's
What do you got?
about sunsets. So when is our first post 5:30 or 5:30 sunset? January 30th, February 14th, 16th, or 28th?
I'm going to go with A. January 30th.
Okay.
Oh,
it's
way
February
off.
16th. So ours
Boy.
today is 5:03 p.m., which is after 5 p.m. So there's improvement.
Got that going for us. Getting a little lighter every day.
We'll talk about which days are going to be the warmest coming up.
Morning, remembering Ingrid Isamar Valverde Ponce. How loved ones hope to carry her legacy forward and what comes next in the investigation into her murder. Plus, the U.S. versus Colombia, the latest on a dispute over deported, undocumented immigrants and how it could affect some of the prices of goods that we buy. And the News 3 Now Community Baby Shower kicking off today. How you could support families in need. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to check in with my co-anchor, Kyrian Lee, here in just a moment. She's out live getting us ready for the community baby shower this week. She'll tell you all about how you can help and what items they need the most. First, let's check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito. She's out on the patio this morning to get us ready to step out the door. Hey there.
Hey, good morning. For all those kiddos that are heading out to the bus stop this morning, definitely dress warm. The wind and the air has a bite to it because wind chills, those are down to the single digits across most of southern Wisconsin. The good news is we'll have sunshine early and temperatures will increase even to 40 later this afternoon, but we're going to have wind chills factored in all day long. Our average high, 27, will be well above that, but when you factor in the wind chills, it will feel more so like our average high. And then even warmer temperatures to round out the work week, specifically Thursday. We're tracking a few chances of precipitation. We'll talk about which days could bring us the best chance coming up, Chris.
All right, talk to you then. I want to get you an update here, folks. West Elementary in the school district of Jefferson is closed today. The reason for the closure is a water leak and issues with heating. If there's anything else to pass along, we will do so right here on News 3 Now this morning at channel3000.com. Well, happening today, a murdered Sun Prairie woman will be laid to rest. The family of Ingrid Isamar Valverde Ponce say that they've gotten a lot of support from the community, which they're very grateful for. And now her loved ones are hoping to keep her legacy alive. Our Tanasia Shaw shows us how.
She's going to be missed very much by her friends and her family.
Parenting was a priority for Ingrid Valverde Ponce.
She talked a lot about her son, so yeah, they had a really good relationship. They would talk every day on video chat.
Jessica Ramirez Torres is Ponce's cousin-in-law. Valverde Ponce is originally from Nicaragua. She left her son back at home and moved to Sun Prairie, where she would work and send money back home to Nicaragua to make sure her son could have a better childhood.
You know, who wants to leave their young son and not see them for 2 years? You know, her son was her everything.
In addition to being selfless, Valverde Ponce is also remembered for her big smile.
She was very nice. She had a really big laugh. She was just a happy person. If you see her pictures, she has a real smile.
Now, her family is cherishing those memories. On January 14th, authorities found Valverde Ponce dead in a field in the town of Bristol after being missing for 3 days. Gerson Blasnoe is charged with first-degree intentional homicide connected with this case. Court records also accuse Blasnoe of hiding a body and lying to authorities about a missing person. Families say both the suspect and the victim were dating.
I think it was casual for him, but it wasn't for her.
We don't know why or how Valverde Ponce died. However, an autopsy report says she did not die of natural causes or hypothermia. A criminal complaint says the victim told a close friend she recently took a pregnancy test and it appeared to be positive. It isn't confirmed if the victim was pregnant or not.
I think that's devastating. You know, that's 2 lives that are not going to be here anymore. You know, if you didn't want to be a part of that baby's life, then that's fine. You don't do that to somebody.
Yeah.
You don't take that away from somebody. He took her away from her family and her friends and her young son, who's going to grow up now without a mom.
People from around the country have come together to support the grieving family, raising nearly $12,000 for 2 funerals.
You know, having a funeral, unexpected funeral costs, and then the cost to send somebody home to another country is pretty expensive.
Family also told me that support is contributing to Ingrid's legacy.
The donations will go to support her son and her family.
Reporting in Sun Prairie, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
There's another visitation scheduled for today at 12:30. It runs until the funeral, which starts at 1:30. They'll both happen at Sacred Hearts of Jesus and Mary Catholic Church in Sun Prairie. The family says the public's welcome to attend. As for the suspect in this case, he is expected back in court on Wednesday. He's currently being held in jail on an $800,000 bond. Noon this morning, a man from Tennessee is dead after a car crash in Beaver Dam. This happened yesterday afternoon around 4:30. Dodge County Sheriff's deputies responded at the intersection of County Roads A and B. They found a Ford F-150 ran a stop sign and crashed into a Cadillac Escalade. The crash threw a passenger in the F-150 from the pickup. That man died at the scene. The driver of that pickup suffered life-threatening injuries and is in custody for operating while intoxicated. 5 people in the Escalade also suffered injuries. In Columbia County, a building storing vehicles is now a total loss after a fire. It happened around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Crews responded to a building on Fields Road in the town of Fountain Prairie. The Fall River Fire Chief says smoke from the building could be seen for miles. Crews were able to put out the fire. Everyone inside got out in time. Authorities are still unsure, though, what caused the fire. Now to the country of Colombia, which says it will now accept deported illegal immigrants from the U.S. It comes after President Donald Trump threatened some steep tariffs on the South American country. The threats came when Colombian president rejected a couple of airplanes carrying deported immigrants. He reportedly made that announcement while the flights were en route.
The only way that Donald Trump knows how to, quote, lead is by acting like a bully.
He's putting the rest of this hemisphere on notice that you are not dealing with the same president that you were.
If the emergency tariffs had gone ahead, they likely would have impacted consumer prices on gas and coffee. Those are 2 of America's most notable imports from Colombia. The White House has warned that it will enact its initial sanctions if Colombia backs out of the agreement. We're keeping our eye on the U.S. Capitol this morning. President Donald Trump expected to address a joint session of Congress on Tuesday, March 4th. That's the date House Speaker Mike Johnson laid out in a letter to the president inviting him. Speaker Johnson praised Trump in his invitation letter, saying that the president's vision for the future has begun to take shape. Incoming presidents typically address a joint session within the second month or so of their term to lay out an agenda. The format is similar to, though not considered, the State of the Union address. The CIA says it now believes the coronavirus most likely originated from a lab. The agency does, though, admit it has low confidence in that conclusion. The finding does not come from any new intelligence. Newly confirmed CIA Director John Radcliffe ordered the report to be declassified and released. A spokesperson for the agency says it will continue to consider any credible new intelligence on the matter that comes in. Well, we now know Governor Tony Evers' policy vision for the next 12 months. He laid it out last week during the State of the State. Evers has called for middle-class tax cuts and investments in the state's youth. By the time he gives the next State of the State address, Wisconsinites will be thinking about the next gubernatorial elections. So how much of last week's speech was a setup for a potential run for re-election? Political analyst Brandon Scholes joined us on For the Record to weigh in.
So you're going to look for things along the way that might give you some indication that he is going to run for re-election, or maybe he is going to, move the baton or let the baton move somewhere else. So one of the things that's natural to look is in the State of the State, 2 years out, what is the governor going to pitch as his issues, and is it kind of a telegraph to what might show up in a campaign?
Scholes added that if Evers does run, he may point back to these proposals as part of his campaign efforts. Don't forget, you can watch For the Record every Sunday morning at 10:30 here on News 3 Now. Kia is recalling over 80,000 vehicles. The recall affects Niro models from 23 to 25. Kia says that there's an issue with the wiring beneath the front passenger seat. It could stop the airbags from inflating during a crash. The wiring could also deploy the side airbags when there's not a crash. Kia says dealers will inspect and fix any wire issues for free. The company will send letters to affected drivers in March. News 3 Now and Madison nonprofit Babies and Beyond are once again teaming up to help families in need when it comes to pregnancies and babies. We're kicking off our big community baby shower today, and we need your help. Our Kyrian Lee is live at Babies and Beyond this morning to tell folks how they can get involved. Good morning.
Yes, Chris, good morning. Yes, this is going to take a community effort to make this week's community baby shower a success. Joining us this morning is Brenda Collins, the Executive Director of Babies and Beyond here in Madison. Brenda, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having us. So we are excited. We're ready to get these donations through the door. What do we have behind us here? This kind of just explains it all.
Yeah, so this is all of our summer inventory. But this is all for next season. This is, ready to go for next season, but what we really need is more winter clothing. We blew through all of our winter clothing, and we're doing what we can to sort through and refill and restock and fill those bins up as quick as we can, but as soon as they come in the door, we're getting them out in those bins up front just as quick as we can. And what we really need are our diapers. This wall of diapers is about a week's worth of diapers, and then we go through a lot of those bigger sizes. The 4s, the 5s, the 6s, 6 and 7s are what we really, really need.
Yes, because those go quickly. Obviously, those smaller sizes, the babies aren't in those very long, so we need some of those larger sizes. And how can people get you all those donations? I know you're going through several pallets a week.
Yeah, so we go through about 12 pallets every month. We're serving about 1,300 babies each month. 1 in 2 families are struggling with diaper need. So a lot of families are coming to us to help fill in that gap. Yes. So a lot of families need our help, and we're doing what we can to serve them. So you can help by going to the website, and the Amazon wish list is on there, so you can use the Amazon wish list. You can buy a package of diapers and drop them off at the center, or you can bring an open box if you've got some left over. If your baby outgrew them, you can bring them to the center.
Okay, so lots of ways to donate, and all of this is free of charge services, so you can find all those details, a donation guide, and everything you need to know up on our website right now. That's channel3000.com. Back to you in the studio, Chris.
All right, Kyrie, let's help these folks out so they can help our community. Appreciate everything you're doing out there for us. 6:41, well, the Super Bowl matchup is set, and it's a rematch. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles will face off once again, this time in New Orleans. A couple years ago, the Chiefs beat the Eagles by 3 points in the big game. Well, over the weekend, the Eagles dominated the Washington Commanders on Sunday. Saquon Barkley had a heck of a game. Chiefs, meanwhile, beat the Buffalo Bills in a nail-biter. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, it would be their 3rd straight. No one's ever won 3 before in a row. Coming up after the break, we'll have some tips for how to stay safe out on the ice in a recreational vehicle after a deadly fall in an eastern Wisconsin lake.
And most of us are actually down to the single digits when you filter in or factor in the wind chills. We'll talk about what the warmest part of the day is going to be.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back here at 6:45 with your latest reminder of just how dangerous the ice can be this time of year. A 61-year-old man is dead after falling into a lake in Pewaukee. Happened Saturday afternoon around 3 o'clock. Crews from Lake Country Fire Rescue rushed to the lake when they learned that a man fell through on an UTV. They used divers and this hovercraft to help pull the man out. They say that by that point, though, after being underwater for 40 minutes, medics gave him CPR, but they could not revive him. Local ice fishers say the ice on parts of Pewaukee Lake can be thicker or thinner than other areas. Well, it's now the 4th deadly incident of the season involving a recreational vehicle in Wisconsin. 3 of those have happened on bodies of water. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources urging riders out there to watch for dangerous winter conditions. Every body of water is different. Some can have certain characteristics like a current, which can have thin ice. So make sure you're wearing proper clothing and flotation equipment. This way you can be more easily rescued, and you'll be prepared to slow the loss of heat from the body. Also, check those trail conditions if you're out snowmobiling or riding your UTV. The DNR does not track this information, but county agencies do. Find more safety tips on the DNR's website. Checking in with Savannah Brito now. We're starting off with some wind chills this morning, but things are going to warm up.
Yeah, they will warm up. We're actually looking at a high near 40, but we'll still have wind chills factored in all day long. That's because our winds are going to increase. Right now to the southwest at 8 miles per hour, the air temperature 19, but we'll also see clouds increase through the day as well. So yes, we're clear right now. We'll be mostly sunny early and then mostly cloudy tonight, heading into the nighttime hours, falling again. When you factor in those wind chills, because our gusts this afternoon, those are going to range about 35 to even 40 miles per hour. We'll have chills factored in all day, making it feel at least 10 degrees cooler, if not about 15 degrees cooler. 3 p.m. 40 is the temperature, but the wind chill will feel like we're down to 25, and that'll be the case across most of southern Wisconsin. How about snow or rain chances? Nothing that's going to help our rainfall or snowfall deficit, unfortunately, but with the clouds increasing and our winds rebounding out of the northwest, that could pull in a few light snow showers or even patchy areas of drizzle, a wintry mix later today. I don't think it's going to cause any issues. No accumulation. Our better chance, there's a few chances during the week. They're very slim right now, Wednesday, but our better chance Friday night into Saturday with the next system that's going to originate southwest of here. This is Friday at 6:30 in the morning. One system could dodge us. That's going to bring a wintry mix. When you see the next one come in on radar, this is Saturday at 4:30 in the morning now. That was just to our northwest. Eventually that one, an Alberta Clipper-like system moving in, that could bring us a few light snow showers. A change in pattern for now, though, where we're going to be dealing with above average temperatures. That'll line up with the middle to end of the 10-day forecast when I show that, but areas in the deep south, that's about nearly a 90% chance of seeing well above average temperatures. For us across southern Wisconsin, you see the gray across central and northern Wisconsin, but about a 33% chance of still seeing warmer temperatures. That's heading into that first week of February. By the second week, I think that pattern's going to flip-flop a little bit and we'll see a cool down. But even those mid-30s that we're going to cool down to over the weekend, that's still going to be above average, and that's what I was talking about with the better chance of precipitation. Friday right now, that system, if it takes a more northerly track, we could see a little bit of a wintry mix as early as Friday evening into the overnight hours. But over the weekend, that's our next better chance of showers, and then falling temperatures again behind that. But 26 isn't even bad considering what we had last week.
Oh, it's going to feel phenomenal.
Much
even
better.
Yesterday it felt incredible. All right, Savannah, thanks for the update.
You're welcome.
Well, folks, happening tonight, new look CBS Evening News will debut. Everything about it, from the appearance to the personalities, is changing. There's a brand new logo and a set. CBS is also moving the show from Washington, D.C. back to their New York studios. Another change is that there will be two hosts, not one. John Dickerson and Maurice Dubois will lead the broadcast.
Our curiosity working in tandem is what I'm most excited about discovering.
We come from different places, different experiences. What that does is we fill in each other's blanks.
Yeah.
I may start here, he'll see it there.
The new team at the helm of recrafting the evening news has close ties to 60 Minutes, of course, the #1 news program for the past 50 years. You can see the new look CBS Evening News tonight at 5:30 right here on WISC-TV. Coming up in the morning sprint, how long it takes to make a new habit stick. And we want to look who's 3 this morning. Rosalind, happy birthday, kiddo. Have a great one. We're back with the morning sprint right after this. Will be laid to rest. Authorities found Ingrid Isamar Valverde Ponce dead in a field in the town of Bristol on January 14th. Authorities reported her missing 3 days prior. The family will hold a visitation today at 12:30. It runs until the funeral, which is scheduled for 1:30. The family says the public is welcome to attend. New this morning, a man from Tennessee is dead after a car crash in Beaver Dam. It happened yesterday afternoon around 4:30 at the intersection of County Roads A and B. Dodge County Sheriff's deputies found a Ford F-150 ran a stop sign and crashed into a Cadillac Escalade. The crash killed a man thrown from the Ford. The driver of that pickup is in custody for operating while intoxicated. The country of Colombia says it will now accept those deported illegal immigrants from the U.S. This comes after President Donald Trump threatened steep tariffs on the South American country. The threats came when Colombian President Gustavo Petro rejected 2 airplanes carrying deported immigrants. He reportedly made that announcement while the flights were en route. today's the official start of tax season. The IRS says it's expanding its program that lets you file directly with the agency for free. The Direct File program, which is available for Wisconsinites. The agency expects most refunds to be issued in less than 21 days. As usual, taxes are due April 15th. If you're having trouble keeping those New Year's resolutions, there may be a scientific reason. A study by the University of South Australia found it takes longer than 3 weeks to establish a new habit. In fact, forming habits usually starts within about 2 months, but they can take as long as a year. The important thing is to not give up when you slip up. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles will meet again in the Super Bowl. Now, it was the Super Bowl matchup a couple years ago. The Eagles dominated the Washington Commanders Sunday. The Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills in a nail-biter. If the Chiefs win, they'd be the first team to win 3 straight Super Bowls.
Well, 40 will be our high today, but it'll still be breezy. We'll see clouds increase, sun early, but then mostly cloudy late. And we'll still be talking about wind chills factored in all day long. That'll feel about 15 degrees cooler than our actual air temperatures. We're up to 43 tomorrow, less of a wind chill. Still will feel like we're down to freezing level, but at least we'll have the sunshine. And then a chance of precipitation. There is a slight one today, but I think our better chance over the weekend.
All right. Thanks, Savannah.
You're welcome.
Keep it here. We'll have another news and weather update in 30 minutes.